What's up, everybody? There is no doubt that the Denver market has absolutely changed. And today I'm here to talk about how the people that are involved in the real estate transaction find out about the market changing. You might be surprised who finds out first, who finds out second, and who finds out third. So stay tuned and we'll jump in. What's up, everybody? Jeremy Kane, eXp Realty. Thanks so much for tuning in. Please like, comment, subscribe. Would be super happy to hear what your thoughts are on this as we kind of talk about this shifting market and dive in. If you are in a market, I can absolutely provide you a report that will focus in on your zip code, as real estate is hyper-local. All you got to do is subscribe to the channel, comment below, comment your zip code, and I'll absolutely get that to you ASAP. Only Denver, Colorado zip codes are eligible. All right, so let's dive in. As the market shifted back in June, well, just a little bit, nothing crazy. We're still in a seller's market, so don't get carried away. It was brought to my attention that buyers are the first to know, agents are the second to know, and sellers are the third to know. And it's not actually talking about them actually knowing that the market has changed, although it is a little bit true. So buyers are the first to know because they immediately feel decreased pressure after coming off one of the craziest sellers markets in the last 2.5 years. Buyers typically are going to notice right away. The weird part is with this market shift, there was that interest rate increase, kind of took the buyers by surprise, or maybe not surprise, but they kind of pulled back. So that's why the market shift seemed like something that was super crazy. The honest truth is sellers are still getting what they want, and that's part of the reason they're the third to know. But buyers are absolutely aware, and all of a sudden, boom, like a light bulb. They're like, we're gonna be patient, we're gonna take our time, we're gonna be a little more picky, and they're kind of in control of that. The agents are the second to know because the buyers react, and then the agents have to kind of figure out, how do I deal with buyers in this market? How do I deal with sellers? And there's, buyers and sellers markets, and markets ebb and flow, but the honest truth is that there is never an exact science to how you handle buyers and sellers in any given market. Every market, regardless, is a little bit different and has a little bit of nuance to how you're gonna maintain that. So as agents, we kind of have to dive in. We have to kind of get the pulse of the buyer crowd, and then we have to get the pulse of how we're gonna present that to the seller crowd for the best results. Because pricing homes right now is a little bit different than it has been really over the last 9 years or 10 years. But especially over the last 2.5 years, we're definitely not seeing multiple bids and all of that. So as agents, we kind of have to research, we have to feel it out and understand what the buyers are going to do, and learn how to communicate with them and make sure that they're getting what they need, because that's our job. And then take that to the seller so that we're not having angry clients when all of a sudden their home doesn't sell for the same as their neighbors. And that brings me to the sellers. Sellers are the third to know that the market has changed, and they're the third to care, to be honest with you. As sellers, especially in this time where they've had a crazy opportunity to just continue to build equity and do all of this. And people are like, well, the market's shifting. Well, the market is shifting, but it's not crashing. We're still on pace for above double-digit appreciation in our Denver market year over year. And so that's something that we absolutely have to consider. And so if you're one of those sellers and you are, feeling a little bit of a shift, but you don't quite know what's really going on, please comment below. I would love to chat with you about that. We can dive into your exact situation. As a seller, if you're selling and buying in the same market, it doesn't really matter, right? It's monopoly money if it's been really good, and if it's going down a little bit, well, you lost a little bit here, but then on the backside, when you buy, you're gonna, be rewarded with a little bit less competitive market. So sellers are absolutely the last to know. And like I said, care, because that's the biggest thing here, is we are all just kind of waiting to see how long this plays out, if it's going to have a long-term effect on the market, and we're going to kind of stable off, which is what the real estate professionals and buyers are definitely hope for. But those sellers, you never know, because there's 70-some% of all homeowners that have a mortgage, which is only 62% of the homes in Colorado that have a mortgage, have a less than 4% interest rate. So if those interest rates don't come down a little bit more and they continue to rise, then we may have an issue of inventory coming this spring. And so although buyers may know that the market's changed, it may not be in their best interest to, have the iron fist, because sellers are going to continue to wait and get what they want. And sellers are still getting above 100% close to list price. And so that's something that we have to also consider. We're not going 6 figures over or, tens of thousands of dollars over asking, and, inspections are a thing and all that stuff. But we are still seeing sellers, kind of run the show. Once you get under contract, sellers are still in control. They're still getting a really good benefit, because let's face it, 44% or whatever I reported over 2.5 years of appreciation is absolutely out of this mind. There's people in our Denver market that are making more money in the house equity gain than they are working at their jobs. So that's something really to consider, and understand that the market is going to do its thing. We don't control the market. We just control how buyers and sellers understand the market. And so it's our job to bring that information to you, and that's exactly what I'm doing. Don't you worry. If you own a home, you're absolutely in the best position. If you're renting a home, the time's to buy right now, because you're paying 100% interest on that rent. I don't care what the interest rate goes up, you're still getting a discount for buying a home. So that's today's show. Thank you so much for tuning in. As always, like, comment, subscribe, reach out if you have questions, and don't forget to put your zip code below, and we'll reach out and we'll get you that snapshot so you have a little better idea of your hyper local real estate market. Have a good one. Bye-bye.